Good morning, YouTubers. Welcome. Today is Tuesday. It's our second day in a series of the day in the life of a Skoolie converter. All right, so it's kind of early in the morning. Got up about 4:30. Did a bunch of work online, so I could get that stuff done. It's about almost 8 o'clock now, so we're getting moving out to the bus. Still kind of dark, and so let me lay out kind of what we've done on the bus, and then what we hope to get done today. So you can see we've got some insulation in. Videos coming up on that. We put rigid foam on the walls, but we're going to put spray foam on the ceiling, so I'm waiting until we do the spray foam before I do that video. We're starting to work on the electrical conduit, and that's sort of a big process of, I'll talk about that today and some of the electrical decisions. But before we can finish really run the conduit, we got to figure out what's going on in the bedroom here. We did the water tanks yesterday. You can check out that video. Really started it, but we need to bridge conduit from here, over to here, and then it's going to go under the bed and up to access that light switch there and this electrical receptacle. And so I think that conduit is going to come across here somewhere. Now part of me is reluctant to finish up the bed here, mostly because it's a pretty good access sometimes if I want to get stuff in through the rear door of the bus or just kind of walk through. But I'm to a point where I need to get this electrical stuff in, and I don't want to just leave it hanging here unsupported, because knowing me, I'll trip over it and rip it all out and create more work for myself. So one of those things where I'm trying to learn from experienced builders, just do it. So I think today's project is see if we can get the bed mostly framed up so that we can run the conduit across, and then again, I want it before we get the ceiling spray foamed, I need to get all the conduit run, so that's kind of why we're figuring that stuff out. So initial plan is to walk into the bedroom here, and then we'll be able to lift up the bed. It'll be on some assisted pistons, and then this will be access to storage over here. It'll be a queen size bed, and then right where that blue tape is kind of where the bed will end, and so down here will be bins to put like linens and pillows and sheets and things like that will go down in there. Slowing a little bit as we figure out this process. Essentially the bed's going to end and we're going to have this linen closet, so I'll figure out the best way to frame it, which I think is put a post up like that, and then something across like that, and a top plate, and then we can put a lid on top of that, and then put some sheathing. I don't have a piece of sheathing, but a piece of like 1/2 inch up that way. I think that's it. See, these are always the things that catch me and eat up time, stuff that I'm not good at spatially. So I thought, well, I'm going to leave sheathing out here and I'll put that up there. But I need to cut this off, because I can't put the sheathing there because this won't flip up. And so I'm going to have to cut that off, and then put the sheathing down, or at least the sheathing up to here. I think I'll put plywood down, and then put something that looks a little bit nicer up there. But yeah, again, just what takes time. And we'll do the same thing over on this side. Time to put in the slats now. I'm going to probably just put the end ones in, maybe one in the middle. Try to square it up, make sure it opens and closes. I got this little bit that I can use to sort of pre-drill and also countersink screws so I don't split it. To see how this is actually going to work. So I'm going to put more slats on that later, and the reason I'm going with slats instead of plywood is you know, a lot of moisture and condensation, especially with buses, and if it's plywood then the moisture gets trapped on the mattress and you can wind up with a lot of mildew and mold and stuff like that, so I don't want that. So this will allow air to move around underneath, but I do like the idea that you know, you lift this up and I'll put some like lift assist pistons underneath there, and you're going to be able to access storage, maybe, you know, here to the sides and there, and I may actually even put a drawer on this side. Just makes it easier. I don't know. Still sort of in the design phase. I'm one of those people that I can't pre-see everything. I kind of have to build it as I go and figure it out. This is kind of the way my brain works, I guess. So, but now I'm able to figure out, all right, that's the wall that I can move the conduit through, and I can also move plumbing through there, now that I can kind of see it and move on. So it's only 2 o'clock, but it is gorgeous sunny outside. We got a lot of rain yesterday, and so that means the river's up, and there could be some kayaking out there. So I probably should get a kayak run in, and then the next couple days not supposed to be so nice, and I can get a little bit more work in, but I think that might be good for today's project. Basically kind of got the bed outlined, and I don't know, we'll come back a little bit later this afternoon if I have a little bit of time. You know, I'll start playing around with that conduit, but this could be it. I don't know, we'll see it. Maybe I'll give some footage in here of me kayaking. Again, I can't do anything too crazy. Shoulder's still sort of funky out there, but it's just too nice. So if I have anything else if I come back a little bit later, I'll see you then, and if I don't, join me tomorrow and we'll continue on the project. Thanks for watching. Okay, I'm back. Water was really high, and I just sort of cranked right through the run there, and so I got another hour or so to work on the bus, so we can continue on running conduit. So what we have is electrical boxes, and we've got this conduit, flexible tube. I'll put a link to this to kind of what it is. I actually really like it because it's fairly flexible, unlike the metal stuff that you gotta bend, or with a, you know, I don't know, the bender thing, it's like an arc, or the PVC that you can use a torch to bend, but this kind of bends all by itself, so I like that. So we have these, I got these boxes, and hold on, I'll get my hammer. Got these knockouts on the side, so you knock out the knockouts. Just gonna use my hammer and break it. Then you hook the little connector in there, and sort of nut, screw that in there, and then the end of the conduit just snaps right in, like that. So I like that a lot. Of course, the boxes that, you know, kind of thin like this, these are allows me to sort of just barely go by the 2x2, and then, you know, have the sheathing on the front of it. And so the ones with the tabs and the knockouts are like $6 a piece, and that was really annoying to me. And these were $1 a piece. And I'm all about value, and I don't mind spending extra money when it's worth it for the value. In fact, I'll talk about that a little bit later when I get into the wiring. But it felt gouged. I felt gouged to pay $6 for a box just because it's got the tab on the side. So I just been drilling holes and taking drywall screws and drilling them right into the studs that way. So that's how I'm going to deal with that. So now we can run our conduit underneath the bed and up into this closet, because we want to get from our utility closet, which is going to be here, back around the bedroom, and then feed back down into the kitchen. officially it. I gotta call it quits now. 5 o'clock. Not that 5 o'clock is really the official quitting time, but I still want to get a cardio workout in so that if my raft flips when I'm guiding, I can be in shape enough to swim and get back into it. And then I got to go pick up Julie at work because we're down in one vehicle. So, well, the other one will be fixed eventually, but right now it's on the DL. Thanks for watching on Tuesday. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to do tomorrow. I'm out of the blue tubing, so we're going to have to try to track down some more of that. Maybe I'll start building the cabinets. Who knows? I just take it by when I get materials and the weather and things like that. So I appreciate watching. Thanks a lot. I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. Like, subscribe to those things, and I'll see you tomorrow.